Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your September 2019 general reading. We're looking at the first half of September from the 1st through the 15th. Thanks to everybody for taking the time to tune in today. First timers, newcomers, welcome. And welcome back to all of my followers and subscribers. Thanks for all your support, feedback, and comments, and likes, and shares, and subscribes. And thanks to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for the busyness with personal one-on-one readings, and for so many of you returning time and time again. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Excuse me. If any of you are interested in scheduling a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more information and contact details. You can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on the little about button there, and email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to initial inquiries the same day or within the first 24 hours. And scheduling the actual reading is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedules and my own to set up readings as quickly as we can. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll go from there. I do a wide variety of readings in all the main areas of life. Okay, let's move right into this reading. This is for the fire sign of Leo for the first half of September 2019. Our lovely Leos. Let's see what the first half of September has in store for you, Leo. Okay, Leo, we begin with the Hanging Man, followed by the Nine of Cups, the High Priestess, followed by the Ten of Wands, and from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and focus for the first half of September is the Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot of waiting and contemplative energy for this time period, Leo, even though I think that many of you, whatever it is that you're thinking about and contemplating and kind of stepping back and watching things play out, I feel like you're also doing a lot socially, maybe with friends or family. But because I feel like you're maybe on the surface having a good time, maybe enjoying yourself quite a bit here with the Nine of Cups. But running throughout this is this energy of, I'm having fun, I'm doing these things, I'm arranging a bunch of things, even though you may feel a bit tired by it. It feels like you might be bearing the brunt of something or feeling like you have to carry the weight of something. I feel like it might be a relationship or a partnership. It could be that you're planning a big event and you're feeling a bit overwhelmed and feeling like you're carrying more weight than anybody else is with this. But I feel like most of you are definitely pretty busy, and a lot of that busyness on the surface appears to be fun. But underneath it, or running through it, is this energy of waiting, of watching, waiting to see how things play out with something. Maybe trying to figure out where you want to go with something moving forward in the future. We have the Seven of Pentacles for your overall energy for the first half of September, which is a card of reflection and assessment. It's taking inventory, basically. Now, because it's Pentacles and it's earth energy, which is often manifested in the concrete things in our life, what we have that, and what we do to have stability and security in the structure of our life, money, jobs, resources, assets, property, or the work that we put into making the structure of our life feel safe and stable. That's the earth energy of Pentacles. So for some of you, it might be taking inventory of what you actually have in a very concrete way in a specific situation. Perhaps, I don't know why I keep feeling partnership is involved in this somehow. It could be partnership in terms of business. It might be partnership in terms of love and romance, or partnership with a friend. But while you're running around doing a bunch of the stuff, arranging stuff, maybe feeling a bit tired with it, there's a sense of, I'm wanting to see maybe if this is worth the efforts that I put into this, and if it's worth the continued efforts I would have to put into this. Because that's what the Seven of Pentacles is. It's harvest time. We have a decent harvest, it's a 7, but it's not a 10, which is fulfillment, the completion of a cycle. So what have I gotten for the efforts I've put into this? Is it worth harvesting and continuing? Should I make changes? Should I do something different? Basically, am I getting, for what I've put into whatever this is, what have I gotten back from it? And what does it look like playing forward and making decisions based on that? But whatever this specific thing you're taking stock of, taking inventory of, I feel like it's in kind of an undercurrent sort of way. On top of it, there's this other stuff going on. There's this Nine of Cups energy going on. Celebrating, having a good time, socializing. But this contemplation energy, and we have the Hanging Man and the High Priestess as well. The Hanging Man is a card too that implies stepping back, one, to get a different perspective, and two, because things are still playing out and you're watching things play out. Maybe you don't have all the information yet. Maybe you need to kind of still hang back as this man is doing to see how things play out. I feel like you're trying to make a decision about the long-term future of something, and you're not entirely sure what decision to make. You may be feeling like, at least up until now, and you're trying to trust your intuition and listen and ask for any messages, any intuition, any intuitive thoughts or flashes of inspiration from spirit, maybe paying attention to dreams, asking for guidance, waiting for that guidance, paying attention. Because this Hanging Man is trying to gain a different perspective of something while he's watching something play out. Maybe seeing more things along the way that's going to aid him when it's time for him to take action. The High Priestess is next to him, and this is a card also that's quiet. It's about watching, listening to what you feel, listening to what spirit tells you, intuition, repeating or occurring dreams, flashes of inspiration or insight. I feel like you're trying to make a decision that's going to affect your future long term with a specific situation. And I feel like for many of you, it's a partnership or something you're committed to. Again, it could be a personal relationship commitment, like a romantic boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It could be a friend or family member, or it could just be a business thing that you're involved in. So this all kind of stepping back and, what am I doing? I feel like you're kind of on the cusp of deciding to do this or deciding to do that. And you're in this Hanging Man, High Priestess position, waiting to see if there's anything else that's going to be coming in that's going to aid you in making the decision. So I think the energy that's most prominent, kind of overlaying this, we have the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Wands. So the Nine of Cups, often the wish fulfillment card, it's a card that speaks of, it's social, it's getting out, it's having a good time, it's enjoying what you have, the cup's overflowing. Particularly in a physical, material, more decadent sort of way. Having more than enough to eat, more than enough to drink, sharing with friends and family. I feel like a lot of you are getting out and being social. But right next to it, we also have the Ten of Wands, which is a card about feeling burdened, overwhelmed, coming to an end, or that it needs to come to an end, because tens represent completion, and sometimes tens can represent cycle completion in that something is finished and then you completely move away from it or them. And sometimes it represents that a certain cycle is finished and you move into a different phase of something, with the same situation or relationship. But the Ten of Wands usually shows up when someone's feeling overwhelmed or burdened. And I'm feeling a couple of different things here, Leo. I feel like in this partnership or relationship, well, partnership is a relationship too, but whether it's personal in terms of romantic or personal in terms of, a familial or friend connection or just straight business, whatever it is that you have this commitment in, there's a burden to it. It feels like often the Ten of Wands shows up and somebody feels like they're carrying the weight and the burden and the responsibility of something. Perhaps it's keeping things flowing, keeping things happy, smoothing things over all the time, doing everything that you can to make sure something flows well, particularly in a personal relationship, because you may be afraid or don't want to deal with the potential consequences of, well, if I'm not the one that takes on the burden, then, and the other person's doesn't deal well with burdens, maybe they'll leave or go away or distance themselves or separate themselves if they feel too burdened. And so I'm taking on the burden in this relationship, meaning basically of carrying the relationship and making everything seem very smooth and fun and light. But I feel like you're also waiting for something to happen. I feel like part of that is you're waiting for a click in your head and your heart. You're waiting for that intuitive sense, which in a way is good because we don't want to rush into making life-changing decisions until we're sure. And I feel like part of the waiting is waiting for that, watching and seeing if anything that is happening or playing out helps that click, that answer. But I also feel like you're waiting for somebody else, for something else to come in. Let's see if we can clarify this Seven of Pentacles, Hanging Man, High Priestess, because I feel this sense of waiting for a click to happen within you, but also waiting for someone else or something to occur in the situation. Maybe for somebody else to step up and do their part. We have to exercise some wisdom in waiting, especially if we're waiting on another person to step up and do something. Because sometimes days can turn into weeks, can turn into months, can turn into years. Let's see what this is about. The Knight of Cups with, the King of Wands and the Emperor right behind it. So some of you, the other person that's involved in this or significant in this might be an Aries. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, but could be a strong Aries with the King of Wands and the Emperor. Some of you are waiting on an offer. Here's the Knight of Cups. Cups is emotional energy, water energy. The Knight of Cups comes charging in with an offer of love, of emotional support and encouragement. Yes, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Marry me. Something of that sort. If it's a more concrete financial or business, it could be waiting for someone to make an offer of help or support in that sense, because this contemplative energy of what you've put into something, what you're getting out of it, can be as concrete as finances, money, material issues. That might be part of a relationship as well. The work that you're putting into it, that you feel, I can't be the one carrying all this weight for forever, and you're waiting for help of some kind. That's the fundamental underlying energy of this reading, Leo, for the first half of September. Regardless of whether it's romantic, emotional, I'm tired of doing all the work in this relationship, or whether it's a partnership or business or friend, you feel like you're carrying more weight, the weight of carrying the partnership or commitment, and you're waiting for somebody else to step up and do their part, make the offer as well. Because in general readings, of course, as you all know from, those of you that watch readers and psychics, general readings are kind of tricky. You're reading for a lot of people. So the details and specifics are always going to vary in people's lives. But the energy of the reading fundamentally remains the same. It's just that for some of you, this might be a love-romance relationship. It might be a friend or family relationship or commitment, or a business relationship or commitment. But you're feeling overwhelmed and overburdened, like I've been doing this for too long. So I need this to be more equal. And you're waiting for that offer, for somebody to step up to offer that. It's always why we suggest you watch your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus signs if you know them, because that can provide additional clarification. Or sometimes one of them may resonate a little more predictably for you than your sun sign. Let's see what the advice from Spirit is for this time period for the first half of September. I just keep getting this message that I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling like I'm the one that has to carry this or carry the bulk of this. Let's see what the advice is. Oh, man, 2 come right out. Advice from Spirit for the first half of September is the 6 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles is right behind it. That's interesting because the 6 of Pentacles is a card of equality, equal. It's the tit for tat card. Equality, equal giving, equal receiving, a mutually beneficial relationship, whether that's, in love and romance, mutual affection, mutual effort, mutual attraction, mutual respect, mutual giving and receiving in some kind of relationship. Which you obviously have not been feeling because you feel like you're the one carrying the bulk of everything. But your advice is to make this even. And the 4 of Pentacles are equal. And the 4 of Pentacles is also a card about holding on and holding on to what stability you have. 4 is a number of equality. It's a number of stability. Can sometimes represent stagnation, but holding on to what you have. This man is holding on to what he has very tightly. And this can be money, resources, time, effort, love, what makes him feel safe and stable, because that's what Pentacles represents. So I feel like advice from Spirit is we can't control whether or not other people make us these offers or offer to help or do their bit. But what we do have control over is ourselves. So I feel, Leo, like Spirit is advising you to help lessen and dissipate this energy of feeling like you're the one being the one to carry the burden. Don't, for this time period, particularly for the other person. Perhaps they need to see what it's like if you're doing only what you feel you're responsible for doing in this relationship. Don't give so much and receive so little. If the other person isn't stepping up to do their part or offering to, in whatever situation this is, then you need to do what is reasonably expected of you in this commitment or relationship or partnership, but not give more than what you need to make your own self feel stable. You need to, we all need to take care of ourselves so that we're in a position to be helpful to others. 4 is a number of stability. It's a stable structure upon which to build something, and you need to retain at least enough to make you feel stable and secure, whether it's financial, whether it's physical, whether it's the emotional, whatever it is that you're devoting to this partnership. You need to give, at least for the first half of September. I feel like you need to pull back on what you're giving and what you're carrying so that you don't, end up all bowed over by the weight of it like this man is. Keep what you need to make you feel stable and secure and all right with yourself. And exercise some self-discipline and control over the pattern perhaps some of you have of, oh, well, this is going wrong, I'll take care of it, or oh, I'll do this, or oh, I'll arrange that, or oh, I'll buy all the whatever, fill in the blank. You need to rein that back a bit for the first half of September. Interesting reading, Leo. So, Leo, that is your general reading for the first half of September. I hope that it resonated with you. If it does, if any of the videos resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at it or set up a personal reading with me, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. You can also click on the description link below for more info and contact details. I offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, love and romance, relationship compatibility readings, which use specific charting that takes a look at the different dynamics, aspects, motives, feelings, and likely outcome of each person in a specific relationship, career, work, and finance readings, investment readings. And I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over the next 6 or 12-month period from the time of the reading, depending on how far ahead you want to look, which a lot of people like to do for planning and preparing ahead. And I also offer gift readings too for friends, family, and loved ones. Personal readings are specific and unique, of course, to each individual that they're for, so they do make lovely gifts for people. So a few things to consider if you're interested. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks for the September 2019 mid-month readings. And until then, as always, Leo, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And please come visit us again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.